Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are all present here due to Dr. Akhtar Ali Bante Shah's effort, and I'm glad and grateful to PSIC to organize this event. So, my talk today is about the heart failure management, specifically with heart failure with reduced ejection fraction. So, as Sir Asif has told you in detail what is heart failure, it's a complex clinical syndrome, I must say. And in the life of cardiologist, we daily see heart failure patients in our OPDs. And definitely, the management of heart failure is a difficult task, and you have to make your patient free from the symptoms, as well as you have to decrease the event of rehospitalization. So these are my disclaimers. And I cannot see the preview board. So, heart failure is very common and the prevalence is increasing day by day. Today, we are seeing that out of five, almost one patient suffer from heart failure, and the prevalence is increasing with the increase in age. And after the age of 40, the incidence and prevalence both increase. And it is estimated that by 2030, there will be estimated increase in heart failure 46% of the patients. So the progression and morbidity, mortality of heart failure, it also increases. Once a patient is diagnosed with heart failure, day by day he declines, and he goes from NYHA symptoms to NYHA 2, then 3, and then 4. And you can see that with advancement in his symptoms, the heart failure also increases, and it leads to the complex morbidity and increased progression of the disease and eventually death. I'm sure you all must be knowing that mortality in case of heart failure is 50% in the coming 5 years. Heart failure also leads to increase in frequent hospitalization, and in elderly population you see that patients who are aged above 65, they have the most common reason of hospitalization is heart failure, and almost 44% of these patients are readmitted for any infection or any other reason, or with acute event in the next 1 year. And the length of stay for heart failure is generally 5 to 10 days. Out of these 5 to 10 days, most of the times patient spend their time initially in the ICUs or CCUs. So the readmission rates, they are also very important, and they are above 25%. Frequent hospitalization is a big problem, and a very important tenure, or the duration which I would like to emphasize is the duration when you discharge your patient from the hospital, and in that duration you see that your patient is stable, but you have to make sure that patient is on guideline directed medical treatment. And remember that patient is looking normal to you, but that patient is basically not stable enough, and he is at the risk of readmission, he is at risk of again developing heart failure. And you have to make sure that he complies with his medicine and he comes for a regular follow-up. So mortality during this important duration approaches to 10%. So this is very vulnerable phase after hospitalization, and we have to make sure that patient is very much stable. So what are the important pillars of treatment of the heart failure patients? There are four important pillars of heart failure treatment: beta blockers, ACE, ARB, or ARNI group, and most of the times we basically will be focusing on the use of ARNI versus ACE inhibitor. सो हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन प्रोवाइड्स यू एन अपॉर्चुनिटी. वो पेशेंट देखें जो आपके पास हॉस्पिटल में आ गया, अब आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि आपको उसको सही ट्रीटमेंट स्टार्ट करवा दें. आई विल बी कमिंग फॉरवर्ड विद इन स्लाइड कि आपको क्या गाइडलाइंस डायरेक्ट करती हैं, क्या ट्रीटमेंट स्टार्ट करनी चाहिए. बट रिमेंबर दैट दिस इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू टू स्टार्ट द प्रॉपर ट्रीटमेंट. ब्रिगेडियर आसिफ ने अभी बात की कि नेट्रियोरेटिक पेप्टाइड्स, these hormones are basically gift of the god to the heart failure patient, I must say. And these are the hormones which are secreted from the heart, ANP and BNP, and CNP is the hormone released from the endothelium. So you can see that they have a lot of important and the positive side effects on human's body. The CNP, which is released from the arteries, it decreases the arterial stiffness and relaxes the arteries, which will basically help in positive remodeling. And you can also call the reverse remodeling. And ANP and BNP, they decrease the sympathetic outflow, they decrease vasopressin, and they decrease the salt and the water intake, decrease aldosterone and renin. So the discovery of natriuretic peptide basically was a very important discovery, and I still remember that during our residency period, it was many trials were under process, and these trials lead to the development of neprilysin inhibitor, or the magic drug known as sacubitril. So you see these important effects of natriuretic peptide. If you block the enzyme which is basically degrading the neprilysin inhibitor, it will increase or potentiate all these positive effects by increasing the half-life of natriuretic peptides. So your patient basically gets the additional benefit of all these natural hormones present in the body. So there are complementary cardiovascular benefits by, if you combine the ACE inhibitor and sacubitril, you are basically potentiating these positive effects. So that was the basic physiology behind production of ARNI. And there were again multiple trials to prove that ARNI versus ACE inhibitors, ARNI was proven to be more beneficial for the heart failure patients, specifically in the group with reduced ejection fraction. So it was seen in Paradigm heart failure study that there was a total 16% of risk reduction in all-cause mortality with the use of ARNI as compared to ACE inhibitors. So there is a very important relationship of NT-proBNP and the cardiovascular effects. So you can say that NT-proBNP levels are a prognostic factor. They are a very important prognostic factor. So if you are basically successful in achieving decreased NT-proBNP level leading towards negative remodeling. So to prevent this from happening, what the guidelines are recommending you to treat your patients, you are considered to provide your patients with ARNI, with SGLT2 inhibitors, with proper amount of beta blockers, and exactly the right amount of diuresis. So the Paradigm heart failure was the study which basically compared ARNI versus ACE inhibitor, and it showed that there was 20% relative risk reduction by using ARNI. And there was the primary endpoint which proved that there was 21% reduction of first heart failure hospitalization and 16% reduction of all-cause mortality. This is again the slide telling you the benefit effects, and there was 38% risk reduction in 30 days hospital readmissions. Pioneer heart failure was again a study which was designed to see the effects of NT-proBNP in stabilized patient. Once your patient is stabilized from acute heart failure, you can start ARNI during the phase of hospital admission. I will not go into much details because there are 4 more studies to go. But remember that all of these studies, they basically showed you the same uh, effect of ARNI. It shows you that there was 36% risk reduction in recurrent hospitalization, and all the biomarkers, they were improved with the initiation of ARNI during the hospitalization phase. So going over to the summary of this pioneer heart failure, I would say that different patients were followed up for 8 weeks, and then the 4 weeks after initiation of sacubitril and valsartan, and there was proportional change of NT-proBNP levels at 4 weeks and 8 weeks. So the summary showed you that the rates of worsening renal function, hyperkalemia, all the side effects were less in the group ARNI group, and all the positive effects were more in the group who were treated with ARNI. So if we go to the summary, the guidelines, American Heart Association guidelines of 2022, it shows you that you can start ARNI group as the first line therapy. And you can also switch your patients who are stable on ACE inhibitor to the ARNI group during their stabilized phase in the hospital. And ARNI can also be recommended as de novo treatment in the hospitalized patient with acute heart failure before sending them home. And the patients who are intolerant to ACE inhibitor, they can also be switched to ARNI group. So there were multiple trials who have proven the use of ARNI, like Paradigm Heart Failure, Transition, Pioneer Heart Failure, Prove Heart Failure, and Evaluate Heart Failure. I'll skip very much details of it. So, Prove Heart Failure was an important trial, and it showed you the whether the pro-BNP levels changes were related to the effects of ARNI or not. So basically, they were patients who were divided in 2 groups, and they were given the proper guideline-dependent medical treatment. One group was having ACE inhibitor, the other was having ARNI group, and it was shown that NT-proBNP levels were much lesser in ARNI group as compared to the other group. And the EF was measured at a phase of 4 months, then 6 months, and then 12 months. So it was shown that there was a positive effect in the EF of ARNI patients as compared to the ACE inhibitor patients. So LV ejection fraction was basically improved, and LV end diastolic volume index, LV end diastolic systolic volume, LA volume, all these were reduced with the effects of ARNI. Similarly, the pro-BNP levels during the first 2 weeks, they were markedly reduced with the help of ARNI. So why this rapid reduction in NT-proBNP was important? Because I previously told you that levels of NT-proBNP are basically our prognostic markers. And the reverse cardiac remodeling, it shows you the reverse cardiac remodeling. So when from the baseline to 12 months, these patients were evaluated, it was seen that almost 25% of the patients, they have increased in their EF almost 10 to 12%. And all the volumes, basically the LV end diastolic volume, LV systolic volume, all these volumes were reduced. So remember that in patients with reduced EF, basically there are increased in volumes and reduced EF. So all these effects were reversed with the help of ARNI group. So going towards the conclusion of heart failure study, the reduction of NT-proBNP concentration was weak, but it was significantly important at the 6 month and then 12 months. So it was seen that patients with reduced ejection fraction, not only their EF improves, but also the patients improve symptomatically, and the admission rate is also reduced. Similar changes were seen in Evaluate Heart Failure group, And it was an important group that it showed you that it was a double-blind study. It was conducted for 12 weeks, and it was seen that patients with NYHA class 1 to 3 heart failure with reduced ejection fraction, although sacubitril valsartan didn't significantly reduce primary endpoint of aortic stiffness, but it significantly improves the remodeling biomarkers and overall health related quality of life. So remember that quality of life is very important for heart failure patients. जैसे ब्रिगेडियर साहब ने भी कहा कि वो पेशेंट जो बिल्कुल चल ना सकते हो, जब वो अपना 6 मिनट वॉक डिस्टेंस उनका इम्प्रूव होता है, इट्स अ वेरी रिमार्केबल एंड रिवॉर्डिंग फीलिंग फॉर द पेशेंट एज वेल एज फॉर द डॉक्टर. So it was a meta-analysis done by a Chinese Dr. Wang, and it again basically pooled all the studies, and this meta-analysis showed us that ARNI improved the functional capacity of heart failure with reduced ejection fraction in terms of 6-minute walk test, as well as the cardiac reverse remodeling indices, which was the changes in the ejection fraction as well as changes in the LV and diastolic diameter and volumes. They all were favorable with the effects of ARNI. So the quality of life was significantly improved in the ARNI group. Going towards the summary, sacubitril and valsartan combination basically improves the quality of life. It improves the ejection fraction. It reduces the all-cause mortality as well as the rehospitalization due to any effects. So if you manage your patient with guideline-directed medical treatment and with the ARNI group, you will see a lot of improvement in their symptoms as well as in their quality of life. So the take-home message for today is that you can start your patient on the ARNI group while they are hospitalized, and all the patients who are already tolerating ACE inhibitor group, you can switch them to ARNI. मैंने देखा है कि बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स, हमारे जूनियर कोलीग्स के दिल में ये सवाल होता है कि जी साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स कहीं डबल ना हो जाएं, हाइपरकैलेमिया ना हो जाएं. तो रिमेंबर कि हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन आपके पास वो अपॉर्चुनिटी है जिसमें आप अपने पेशेंट को आर्नी ग्रुप पे स्टार्ट करें. रादर तमाम जितनी गाइडलाइन डिपेंडेंट मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट है, आर्नी ग्रुप है, SGLT2 इनहिबिटर्स हैं, ये सब आपने हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन में ही स्टार्ट करके अपने पेशेंट को घर भेजना है. एंड यू विल सी देयर इज़ अ रिमार्केबल डिफरेंस इफ़ योर पेशेंट टॉलरेट्स ऑल दिस ट्रीटमेंट. In the first 2 weeks follow-up, you will see a remarkable improvement in their 6-minute walk test and their quality of life. Thank you.